Hi guys, Mike here from MyKeyReviews, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the Sony Cybershot RX10. This is their top of the range bridge camera for 2014 and comes at a pretty hefty price. In the UK you're going to be looking at around £1,100, that's the RRP, or $1,300 in the US. However, if you do a bit of shopping around you should be able to get it for a little bit cheaper, but it's still going to take a chunk out of your pocket. That said, it does have some pretty impressive specs, so I'm just going to turn the box around and let's see what it has to offer. So first of all, it has a 1-inch type X-R CMOS sensor with an effective range of 20.2 megapixels. This is the same sensor as you'll find in the RX10 Mark II, so it's a pretty good sensor. I know a few people were a bit bothered about it not having the APS-C sensor, but for the optics that are made with this camera, it's just right. So yeah, so don't worry about that too much. I've seen a few picture or photo examples and the results have been fantastic, though obviously I want to have a go with myself. Anyway, the other good thing about it is it has a focal range of 24 to 200 millimeters, which is equivalent to about 8 times optical zoom, and the aperture is at a constant f2.8. So when you're zooming, you're not going to be getting a variable change in the aperture, so it's not gonna get darker as you zoom in. So that's pretty cool. So the max aperture f2.8 constant, and it also has a 3-inch tiltable LCD screen. Not only this, it has an OLED viewfinder, as well as it can shoot up to 10 frames per second, and it also has some Wi-Fi and NFC features, which I personally really love. It's not for everyone, but it's there for those who like that kind of stuff. It also can shoot in full 1080p. If you've got it on the PAL setting, you can do it up to 50 frames per second, or in the American setting, you can get 60 frames per second. You can also shoot a 4K still image. So pretty good specs, but anyway, let's get unboxing. Okay, so first to come out we have the normal documents that are included. So as I'm in the EU, we've got a European guarantee information document, as well as a register card, a little bit of information on the Wi-Fi and NFC. We've got some accessories that you can get with this camera, and also an instruction manual. So just your box standard paperwork. Okay, so next to come out, I'm gonna choose this one here, which is clearly the camera. Whoop. So it comes in a bag. There we go, there's the opening. Struggling to find where it's open. And just on the front here we've got the lens hood. We've also got the lens cap, which is already on there. And just a little note, this lens is 62 millimeters in diameter, so if you've got a UV filter or polarization filter, then make sure it's at 62 millimeters. There we go, and it also has a little tag on it giving you a bit of information about the sensor, etc. So it's pretty cool. Then we have a shoulder strap. Ooh, it's even got it marked with RX10, pretty snazzy. Then we've got the battery. The model number for this one is MPFW50, so if you do want to get a spare battery, then yeah, get another one. Got the AC adapter. Let's fit it. We've also got the power cable. Obviously I'm in the UK, so I've got the UK plug version. And also we have the micro USB here. So this you use to either connect to your computer so you can sift through the files, or you can use it to charge up the camera. It doesn't come with an external battery charger. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through a quick overview of the camera. So if we start at the bottom, you've got the tripod receptacle right there, and then to the right, this is where the battery goes. So I'm just going to insert that. It goes in this way. There you go, so it clicks in nicely. Then if I turn it onto the side, I think I actually turned on the camera, my bad. We've got the NFC logo here. So if you've got an NFC compatible device and it's enabled, you can tap that and you can either control the camera with your say smartphone, or send photos over to your smartphone. To the left of that, that's where you put your memory card. So you want the chips facing outwards. There we go. Then on the other side, we have the microphone and headphone ports. So if you've got an external microphone, you can put it in there, or if you want to, put your headphones in, you can do that too. Just under that, we've got the micro USB port as well as micro HDMI. So if you there's a micro HDMI out. Just above this, we've got the little strap, so you can put the shoulder strap on if you wish. If not, not to worry. Up on the top, we've got the control dial. So you've got many different modes available. It starts from auto mode to scene, panoramic, movie. We've got the memory 1 and 2, manual, shutter priority, aperture priority, program auto, and back to the normal auto. In the middle, we've got the 2 stereo microphones, and just in between, we've got the hot shoe, which is a little bit stiff to get out. There you go, but I'm sure it'll take a few tries and then it will loosen up a bit. To the right of that, we've got the flash button, and this pops up quite aggressively. There we go. So it can be easily put down. Now if I turn this on with the on button here, you've got a little display. If it's too dark and you want to see what's on the display, you can just press this little button here and it will light up. To the right of that, we've got the exposure value, so it goes from 0 up to +3 and all the way down to -3. Above that, we've got a little C button. This is automatically on ISO, so when you press that, you can quickly go through the ISO, or you can go into the menus and adjust it so it will activate something that you want to be activated instead. And just above the on button, we've got the shutter button, so I'm just going to quickly take a photo after I've removed the lens tab. There you go. And you've also got the zoom slider as well. You can either use the zoom slider, or you can use the little ring at the front there. But I personally prefer using this. Just underneath that, you've got the aperture, so you can change that, and you can hear it's clicking. You can actually change that. On the bottom of the lens, you've got a click on and click off, so if I put it to click off, you'll notice that it's nice and smooth. On the back, we've got the menu button over here. There is a lot of things to go through, so I mean, this is something that you'll just have to try out yourself. I mean, you've got your, your standard image size, etc., drive mode, red eye reduction, focus area, steady shot, etc., and then it goes into the other settings, Wi-Fi, playback, etc. So there's a lot to go through there, but yeah. So just to the right of that, we've got the OLED viewfinder. Now, if I cover this little sensor here, you'll notice that this will light up. And you can actually adjust this to your eyes by twizzling this little focus wheel around. To the right of that, we have the record button. So you can record on any mode, or you can go onto the movie mode and just put the settings more to your taste. And then to the right of that, we've got a little control wheel, which will only work depending on what mode you're on. So if I just go to program and I spin this around, you'll notice that it will change like the aperture, etc. Underneath that, we have the auto exposure lock, so you can lock onto a certain exposure. Underneath that, we've got the function button, which has 11 different presets. You can't see it at the moment, so I'm just going to go to more manual mode. See if... There we go. So now they're more visible. You've got 11 different customizable options. You can change them to whatever you want, which is pretty cool. And then underneath that, we've got another little navigation wheel as well as a button. These are all settable. Apart from the display, which is automatically on, you can change the display there. But in the menus, you can actually assign this. So the button here, I've assigned to the manual focus. Not sure if you can see there. At the moment, it's on manual focus, autofocus, manual focus, autofocus. It took me a while to actually find out how to activate the manual focus, but once you're on it, you can actually focus it by what you would do normally when zooming. When you're on manual focus, you can't zoom with this. You'll have to use this little slider here, but that to me isn't a big deal. You can also assign the left, right, down, etc. And underneath that we've got the playback, just right here. There we go, and you can delete it with this button here. If you do want, you can put the lens hood on like that. There we go. And that's all to it. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.